Hey guys, Whitefallwolf here, and today I went to locals just to playtest with the Shaddolls. Found a Tellaknight matchup, and I'm just gonna show you guys how it went. I win the die roll and open up with a set monster and 2 back rows. Tellaknight player opens up with, looks like he had Mirror Force, 2 Call of the Haunted in hand. Can't really see, maybe it's Darkhold. He sets 4. Passes right back. And I end up just setting another monster. Not really wanting to jump into 4 back rows. Even though I had my suspicion that there would be at least 1 Call of the Haunted face down, knowing that I was playing Tellaknights. The Tellaknight player opens up with Deneb, searches out the guy who, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but it's the guy who dumps as a Tellaknight from the deck to the graveyard. Foolish Burial effect. It's something. He passes right back. So flipping up Shaddoll Hedgehog, trying to add the Shaddoll Fusion from the deck to the hand. It gets through, adds Shaddoll Fusion to the hand. Next I try to play the Shaddoll Fusion and gets blasted by Solemn Warning. Huge gain from the Tellaknight player there. Flips over the Eclipse Wyvern and tries to attack over the Deneb. Gets blasted with Mirror Force. Triggers the Eclipse Wyvern to banish a Dark Arm Dragon. Unfortunately, will not trigger the Hedgehog because I already searched the Shaddoll Fusion. So we'll have to settle with the banished Dark Armed for future plays. Also deck thinning, so it's really good. Sets another monster, and that's what I really like about the Shaddoll. It's like you can use your flip summons and special summons and all that, and you rarely have to use your normal summon. It's kind of like a backup summon, if you would say. Opponents summons Vega and then summons the guy who Foolish Burials. He dumps Altair to the graveyard. And like I was saying, it's like with Shaddoll, if any other thing fails, you can always sit just with your normal summon and have like a backup plan. So, or if you're OTKing your opponent, you have the normal summon damage, you can just get in there. Opponent's Tellaknight players exceeds into Deterrus, I think its name is. It's the guy who stops the Tellaknight monsters from being destroyed on summon or touched by card effects on summons. And also can detach to pop a card on the opponent's side of the field. He detaches and pops my Vanity's Emptiness. Then Call of the Haunted's back Altair, who gets back Deneb, and Deneb will trigger and get another Altair to his hand. Super solid deck, Tellaknights. Yeah, it's very awesome that they just get effect when summoned. Doesn't matter how. Normal, special, flip summoned, gets effect. Puts a lot of pressure really quickly on the opponent. Makes another Exceed. Going into Diamond Direwolf. Trying to pop my monster, which is a dragon. And the dragon will trigger to pop my opponent's other Call of the Haunted. He attacks with 25 and it's back to me. I'm sitting real clutch right now, so banishing Hedgehog to summon the Viverbuster in defense, and that's the good thing about the mini Chaos Dragons. They have very high defense and very high attack, so super solid. He uses Deleterious effect to pop my Shaddoll core, which will trigger and get back Shaddoll Fusion to my hand. Then goes Nutcase again with the Altair, bringing back Vega, bringing out the guy who burns for 1000 damage. After this wave of attack, I'm actually pretty low on life point. I think I have 1400 left after all of them connects with a string of attacks. Just verifying there that only Tellaknight monsters can attack this turn. So Viverbuster gets attacked and triggers. Very solid that it had 18 defense. And by now I'm down to just 1400 life points because of this 1000 burn damage also. Tellaknight player makes another Deleterious. I believe it's what it's called, I'm not entirely sure. Detaches to pop my last set card as well. Just clearing out my board. He hits my Shadow Games, which obviously I chain. Putting Squamata to the graveyard, and then putting Falcon to the graveyard, special summoning in itself. Now this is why it gets interesting in my turn. Because I have Black Dragon in hand, which I got off the Viverbuster, and I have a Falcon set, and I have an Eclipse Wyvern in graveyard with a Dark Armed Dragon banished, so I have a lot of plays to make. I think I revived the dragon there. Summons the Collapse Serpent by banishing Eclipse Wyvern. opponent just checking my graveyard to make sure. Put the last 2 darks in my graveyard, and he decides to flip Torrential Tribute, triggering his own 2 Delterias. Unfortunately, I can't trigger Collapse Serpent because I already have the Viverbusters in hand. Didn't start off that well, you know. Started off with Eclipse Wyvern and Felice and all of the mini Chaos Dragons. Wasn't really that good of a starting move, although I did have the Hedgehog and did get the Shaddoll fusion. It got negated by warning, so it wasn't, I guess it was a mediocre hand. Not the best, but it's playable. So the 2 Delterios revives Altair and Deneb. Deneb searches out, I believe that is Vega, and Altair revives the guy who burns me for 1,000. So I'm down to just 400 at that point. Summon the Viverbuster, banishing a dark, summons the Dark Arm Dragon. This is where I just go nutcase. Starts emptying out my graveyard just to pop all of those cards. My opponent is at 6,000 because of the Solemn Warning. So fortunately for me, I use Viverbuster to fusion with and also Hedgehog, therefore being able to add Lizard, and therefore using my normal summon on Lizard to end the game right there. So normal summon Lizard and attack for game.